Hello everyone and now welcome to a 2v2 matchup between ThorZaIN and ThorZaIN Starshaped going up against KraV and SyDe. It's going to go ahead and turn it to ally colors so things are a little bit easier on the eyes to watch as ThorZaIN opens up with an Ultra of Kings. Barracks not going to be that early rifleman strategy that he is known for, alongside Starshaped off over here as the Red Night Elf, opening up with Ultra of Elders, Moonwell, and an Ancient of War. Their opponents, no slouches in the community either. I believe this is some sort of country regional tournament, KraV and SyDe. KraV and SyDe off over here, and then we also have from France, Starshape and ThorZaIN from Sweden. I really wish I knew my maps a little, or my flags a little bit better. Anyways, let's take a look and see what is going to be going down in this matchup. Is it a baby noise? Damn, Claude, I can't imagine how hard it is to cast every day with family. Yes, my youngest one is right behind me making some coups, and Oz, more toddler than baby or infant. I guess baby like spans a larger range. So yeah, I guess she's still a baby, not an infant any longer. Able to walk around, talk, and get into things. Not knowing that what looks like a ladder is actually a bookshelf or things like that. Maybe it's fun to have cast kids playing Mario Kart or something. My kids actually like watching like replays of Clash Royale, and they like me casting Clash Royale. That just goes to show how how I've raised my kids here in the 21st century to be gamers. So hopefully they'll enjoy it. Let's take a look back across here. Footman now chasing back this peon once more. Meanwhile, Farsi are going to go ahead and try and engage against this Wisp. Wisp going to be backing away. There's a couple of Spirit Wolves now being placed down as the Farseer now heads off to the north. Keeper of the Grove already doing some creeping as well. Starshaped making some short work off of this creep camp, picking up a Tome of Agility. A lot of Frost armor here, making it difficult to clear out this creep camp quickly. Meanwhile, Militia creeping off to the north. ThorZaIN gonna try and clear up and get this gold mine off to the north. Similar strategy down off over here as we're looking at SyDe with that Crypt Lord first, using that Blight, and should be able to place down an expansion as well. Ziggurat could be placed here, haunting the gold mine here, and well, things are already well underway. Very well protected expansion for both teams. Very deep inside enemy territory, and well, reinforcements right in between the base makes it rather easy. All right, coming back across here, Mud Golem's actually getting aggroed on over, causing a little bit of disruption here as we're looking at the KraV trying to put in pressure once again. Keeper of the Grove going to shoo away the remaining couple of units, but the Ogre Warriors and the Mud Golems joining in on the fight, getting in extra bit of damage, causing a little bit more of a headache as ThorZaIN taking much more damage than you would have expected off of this creep camp, now needing to build up an Arcane Vault to try and deal with all of that and mitigate all of that bonus damage. Meanwhile, SyDe looking to clear up this creep camp here, gonna get closer to level 3, should be a little bit shy as SyDe is already setting up his Ziggurat here. Haunted Gold Mine now started. There's the speed building of the Town Hall. Arcane Vault also going to be sped built as well, as the ThorZaIN now looking to finish off the remainder of this Mud Golem Ogre Warrior creep camp. Going to be just shy of level 3 as I mentioned earlier. All right. Spirit Wolves trying to come across inside here, or perhaps trying to get in some damage. What is going to go on here as this Wolf is going to get taken down? Wolf needs one more shot. Yes, does get the shot off there, and not quite sure why it wasn't pressure earlier. Meanwhile, look at this. A lot of low hit point footmen for KraV to try and capitalize on. Two very low hit point footmen. One footman getting taken out. Archmage, however, gets up to level 3. Arcane Vault now done. There is that Scroll of Regeneration. Coming back across here, a Crypt Lord is sitting at level 3 once more. Sitting at level 3, Archmage now trying to chase back the other way, perhaps try to put a little bit of pressure onto their opponent. There is an illusion, so Starshaped does know about the expansion down to the south, but there is already a Nerubian tower up, and as I mentioned earlier, the expansions are deep inside enemy territory, making it very difficult to do much. Starshaped now going to have the added benefit of the Archmage's Brilliance Aura to land plenty of entangles early on here, perhaps trying to get some damage onto those headhunters and then just divide and conquer here. All right, Starshaped still plenty of mana. There is another entangle onto KraV's units, forcing an engagement as the beetles are going to try and engage here. Right, units trying to change back this narrow choke point with a whole bunch of ranged units, making it rather difficult to try and poke even with the entangled unit there, as we're looking at more damage coming across here. All right, there goes another entangle, this time onto a ghoul. Wisp being brought on over to the battle. Water elementals in the very far back. They should really be leading the charge here. Not quite sure why they're so far into the back, as the Wisp are being brought over to try and dispel some of those beetles. All right, continuing this engagement here. Keeper of the Grove finally low on mana. Archmage continuing that push as well. There goes an impale across multiple units by side as an archer gets taken down. Triple water elementals. Archmage still has a potion of greater mana, can continue this push very heavily as footmen are getting, well, nailed in the back once more. Units are trying to retreat back. ThorZaIN and Starshaped may have really overextended themselves here, as all they have is just a couple of footmen and some water elementals. Low hit point water elemental being retreated back here. No more entangles either from that Keeper of the Grove. And even with the Brilliance Aura here, as now ThorZaIN really pushing in hard and heavy, and it looks like Starshaped and ThorZaIN aren't communicating well. They seem to be separated all over the place. ThorZaIN is going to end up losing a couple of footmen here. There goes an entangle. Finally, Water Elementals trying to finish off some more units. They are fighting on Blight. That's going to be rather difficult. There goes another unit again. And now, finally, the triple Water Elementals of ThorZaIN really making their presence known because of that potion of greater mana. All right, pressure still adding in very heavily. A Keeper of the Grove may try to go for another entangle here in just a moment. Could turn back around looking for the entangle. No, going to go after a low hit point ghoul. Does find it. Level 3 now on the Keeper of the Grove. And now level 2 entangle should come online, making things that much worse for Side. Losing more and more units. ThorZaIN and Starshaped looking to get every bit of usefulness out of these heroes, and has gotten that and then some, as we're looking at another Headhunter about to get taken down. All right, Headhunter with that level 2 entangling roots going to get shut down here. Side may try to go for the deny. Is it going to end up getting denied? Yes, it will. All right, units trying to retreat back here. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter now joining in on the party, could perhaps starting getting some mana burns. Tauren Chieftain does have Stomp instead of Endurance Aura at this point and stage in the game, as the Archmage now makes its way back off to the north. Yes, Metaphysics making fun of me because I accidentally zoomed in, and there's no chat available for me to try and zoom back out. Starshaped looking to clear up the, well, Murloc Huntsman creep camp here, using an illusion as well. Not every time, but a lot of the times, as the Crippler now makes its rounds back. Right, like this is, I like this drag so much more than just trying to do this. Like oh, I'm following the Demon Hunter, as opposed to I'm following the Demon Hunter, right? Like it's better. I feel like it's better camera movement, and this is clicking straight up on here. Podum is much better than DH in 2v2. Well, when your opponent is going for Tauren Chieftain and a Cryptlord, if you can shut down one of those stuns, that is a big enough deal already. Yes, the damage bonus is also very helpful as the Blood Mage. So this is a mana denial strategy between the Blood Mage and the Demon Hunter. Quick Impale right there, and Starshaped and ThorZaIN having a quick trouble trying to fight back and engage here. You can see the battle across these lines spanning, well, a widescreen monitor. Difficult to keep track of everything as the Demon Hunter gets taken down on the far side here. Archmage trying to punish KraV for trying to push in that far, as we're looking at Starshaped perhaps going to be coming in with some rejuvenations as well. There's some more detonations coming back across as the archers are still trying to poke in more damage. So many heroes. Roar now being used. Starshaped coming in with that damage, as well as we're looking at well, a bear or Druid of the Claw in Druid form trying to get in some melee damage. Not very useful, as the Druid of the Claw is easily going to get taken out there, as it only has 500 some odd hit points. Archmage gets up to level 4. Blood Mage seeing that level 1. Keeper of the Grove seeing that level 3. Still continuing to try and fight here. Loss of that Death Knight, a very, very big setback, as the Druid of the Claw being forced to retreat back as well. There's some more Siphon mana. More Water Elementals will be dropping out of everywhere here, as the Cryptlord gets gets up to level 4. More Siphon Mana here. Druid of the Claw, are we going to see some rejuvenations or anything like that? There's the rejuvenation on the Archmage, as the Archmage still trying to run around once again. Like Crypt Lord Death Knight trying to come across here. There's another Mana Bird. Demon Hunter level 1 gets resurrected very quickly and now back out onto the battlefield, ready to put in more pressure again and again. All right, priests are out on the battlefield as well, and this battle of attrition is going to be rather difficult, as with rejuvenation and heal from those priests, making it difficult to shut down any of those heroes. But the Druid of the Claws and the priests themselves are still rather vulnerable to any sort of focus fire damage. All right. A crazy, long, drawn-out battle right there. KraV side now being forced to retreat back. ThorZaIN, Starshaped, trying to continue with that push here. One low hit point Footman going a bit too far as the Farseer now gets up to level 3. Berserker upgrade now unlocked for KraV as units are now retreating back. All right, Priest in that back line, going to get stomped on right there. Are we going to get a heal on the Archmage? Archmage down to 185 hit points. There's that rejuvenation that we were talking about earlier, as the Druids of the Claw can now finally transform into their bear, beefier modes. And here we are in for the engagement. Frontline finally appearing. Priest coming back around, but Priest really need to get together to fight on the other side. There goes a Quick Impale, only hitting the Keeper of the Grove and the Druid of the Claw, though, but no Staff of Preservation for that Druid of the Claw as a Flame Strike now lands. There goes the Druid of the Claw once more as the units are trying to retreat back again. Blood Mage, low on mana right now, doesn't want to turn around. Tauren Chieftain with very fast movement speed, the Unholy Aura and Endurance Aura working together, which should line up for a good amount of stomps in just a little bit. Almost looked like he had Scroll of Speed, and you can only imagine how quickly he's going to be running once the Tauren Chieftain and the Death Knight both get to level 4. Death Knight falls at level 2, though, as a Flame Strike now goes down. Archmage able to break free from that surround. Is he going to be able to survive? Frost Nova, it takes down the Archmage. ThorZaIN, trigger shy on the Swirl of Town Portal, and now may end up losing the Blood Mage as well, as it is now a massive retreat. Starshaped now trying to retreat back. All these priests, all these spellbreakers, where are they going to try and run back off to as another bear gets taken down? Starshaped and ThorZaIN are up against the ropes. KraV and side are knocking on the door. They smell blood, and well, when they smell blood, it's going to be some human blood or elf blood on the battlefield here, as they are now trying to retreat back. All right, into the engagement. Spirit Wolves now down. Oh, quickly getting dispelled right there. Militia could be called in. What is going on? Blood Mage needs to get resurrected. Gold, plenty of gold, as ThorZaIN doesn't have an army, sitting at 60 over 60 supply, trying to train up, and here is a straight up fight inside the base. Destroyers now popping up everywhere, as we see a bunch of Dispel right there, removing some of those buffs. Knights are now out here onto the battlefield. Knights going to be doing some bonus damage against not only the Crypt Fiends, but also those Berserkers as well, as the Bears are now looking to target some things. KraV realizes, hey, wait, perhaps we overextended, and now Side is going to be forced to retreat back as well. Archmage got resurrected back at the tavern. Scrolls of Town Portal back in, and with, Spellbreaker Bloodlust being stolen. All right, so Spellbreaker Bloodlust being stolen from those Shaman. Archmage dealing great amounts of damage there, as the Archmage now back out onto the battlefield, needing to give more mana to everyone else around him. All right, Keeper of the Grove, Demon Hunter, a little bit of unit engagement. Blood Mage now back out here onto the battlefield. Siphon Mana quickly takes down that Wand of Illusion. Great way to stop your opponent from being able to chase you too easily, as the Ogre Lord and units are going to perhaps try and engage here. All right, there's a bit of engagement. Archmage quickly buys a Scroll of Town Portal and some Scrolls of Healing. There is a bit of, a Shockwave going through the middle there, but this Ogre Lord isn't going to know what hit him, as, it just got absolutely melted in just a matter of seconds. Demon Hunter now with an Orb of Venom, Strength and Intelligence, having a little bit more mana. And what's coming on here? Tauren Chieftain going to come in for the Stomp. Stomp not going to hit all too much. Units are trying to retreat back. Blood Mage down to 199 hit points, 103, and teleports back away. All right, 2v2 matchups with pro players is simply on a different level. The amount of action happening here, the pacing back and forth, even semi-pro players, I don't think ThorZaIN or Starshaped or any of these players are quote-unquote professional sponsored players any longer. But really, this is extremely high level. Where are the Scrolls of Protection? Where Well, Scrolls of Protection, a little bit of a double-edged sword when your opponent has destroyers right there. Meanwhile, Archmage never used the Scroll of Protection. It had double scrolls of healing now. Maybe he had a Scroll of Protection earlier, but it could have been devoured. Um, yeah, it could have been devoured very quickly. Death Knight, Crypt Fiends, Crypt Lord, Lich now making their way out onto the battlefield. It looks like SyDe going for that his classic Crypt Lord, Death Knight, Lich. 3 heroes. Goldshire are going to be running out of gold and running out of places to creep here momentarily, as the Paladin now being added in for ThorZaIN. Flying machines are out and about. Demolishers being joined in by KraV as well. And where are these players going to be trying to go next? SyDe now making its way back off to the north. I'm trying to finish things off here. Farseer getting up to level 4. There is perhaps going to be Bloodlust. There is a reveal Death Knight. And now we have trapped the other player here in what I'll say the Goldshire City. All right, this little town here is actually a very, very difficult spot. SyDe, if they want to engage, only one way in, one way out. And yes, there are two rather wide choke points, but if you get stuck there, that could be a bit of a problem. Abomination gonna get ignored. There's an impale. And, well, the illusion should pretty much be ignored. There's some rejuvenation coming down. There's some blizzard raining down as well. Are we going to see some flame strike? No, siphon mana onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain losing mana desperately, as the Blood Mage can easily start throwing down flame strikes as well. There goes a flame strike. Are we going to see some more blizzard? And this AoE 2v2 matchup in this narrow choke point, causing a bit of problems. There goes the Impale right there, as the Archmage now tries to retreat back. Keeper of the Grove can still entangle more units. Archmage should be placing down more blizzards, and there's plenty of blizzard onto all of those units in the back, but no, Flame Strike, and I'll be finding that, and all of those units just constantly on the move. Beautiful, beautiful engagement here by Starshaped and ThorZaIN coming across. Did they nerf Alchemists? I don't... Like, there hasn't been any real balance changes that I know of recently. Yes, they did change the Alchemist just a little bit, but you're going to have to be more specific based on time period. Nothing within the past 3 months, I believe. Lightning Shield being placed down here. Blood Mage sitting at level 3. Archmage sitting at level 4. Down to the south here, we finally see SyDe taking down some green creep camps in the starting location of KraV space, as Kodo Beast now joining out here on the battlefield. 59 supply, 78 supply. What is this? This should be only 66 supply by Starshaped. And ThorZaIN sitting on, nearly 8 or maximum supply already. Is he going to perhaps be trying to give some gold to his partner to build up that maximum size army as well? All right. Things still getting underway. Tauren Chieftain is at level 3, getting halfway to level 4. Level 1 Endurance Aura, level 1 Unholy Aura. Death Knight, level 1 Unholy Aura as well, as the Crypt Fiends are going to be getting ready into an engagement. Night Elf Human versus Undead Orc. Every single race represented in a beautiful 2v2 matchup. And just a really, really well-paced, really well thought out. You can see what the players are thinking constantly, as the Keeper of the Grove sends back the Demon Hunter, who's going to be picking up an anti-magic shell, not picking up, interestingly enough, a Staff of Preservation, though. All right. Meanwhile, Archmage, there is a Staff of Sanctuary on the Archmage, Rune Bracers on the Paladin to try and reduce that spell damage. Reducing the spell damage on that hero even further, as it doesn't want to get blasted by Frost Nova, Death Coils, and Impales into oblivion. Now, it looks as though both sides are in a bit of a standoff. Yes, Sweden versus France. Imagine Alchemist plus Undead Orb. Yep. No, but people pride to that. That -7 armor essentially means 5% less effective hit points, right? So if we're talking about a unit with 100 hit points and 0 armor, it will effectively have only 650 hit points because of all of the bonus damage that is done to it. If you haven't checked out my effective armor discussion for WarCraft 3, well, and you want to argue with me, look at that video first, and you'll know what I mean by effective hit points. A little bit of a standoff between the two teams now. Starshaped, 68 over 80 supply, slowly building up his army, getting in more bears. Meanwhile, SyDe is already sitting at 80, and, well, KraV is sitting at 71 over 81. Coming back around, we're looking at, well, we already knew that ThorZaIN. Oh no, ThorZaIN busts into high upkeep. Questionable call to go into high upkeep here when his partner is still in a low upkeep, transferring gold so you're not losing more gold while mining may have been the smarter play here. And now ThorZaIN and Starshaped really need to pull the trigger and go in for an engagement. All right, Bear is going to be getting ready to fight here. Mortar teams on the move, fly machines, Archmage ready to go. And now, where are we going next? Tauren Chieftain ready to move on in. There's some Demolishers getting ready to engage. There's some, well, Berserker, no, that is some Bloodlust coming across. And now in comes this fight. All right, Demolishers actually in the front line, should be in the far back. Demolishers, however, able to get in some damage. There is a big stomp right there. Anti-magic shell, protecting some of that damage here as Blizzard is now raining down. Fly machines going after the destroyers, and there it was an impale, stopping some of that damage again. More Blizzard now raining down. Are we going to be seeing some flame strikes? Yes, we are. There's a flame strike. There's a Blizzard, and there's a whole bunch of dead Berserkers right there. A Scroll of Healing being forced to use. Tauren Chieftain blasted away at level 3. As we're still seeing more mortar teams from behind, and so much damage as another flame strike hits on lands on so many of those Crypt Fiends who are now forced to retreat back. Trying to re-engage once more. Paladin gets staffed with Sanctuary back home. Archmage could be in trouble as he gets up to level 5 and turns back around. All right, more mortar teams attacking and engaging here. Perhaps going to get some rejuvenation. There goes a denied bear, but that was from a flame strike on accident, but still beautifully done as the units are now still trying to retreat back. Destroyer is able to devour magic off of the Archmage here, as we're still looking at more engagements coming down. Bear is going to be needing a lot of rejuvenation. No, not that many priests in this composition. And ThorZaIN with a slightly larger army able to, well, push on ahead here. But this is going to be a caught between two bases. If they're not careful, are they going to be overexposed here in just a moment? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being left on the ground. What is going on here? Demon Hunter finding in the back there as we are looking at some more, well, a bear quickly getting taken out. All right, another bear. Staff of Preservation. Demon Hunter trying to mana burn, trying to control all of these other units here. But, well, it looks as though ThorZaIN just went straight on into the base instead of trying to go for anywhere else, trying to take down some of these buildings. It could take down some of the Ultra Storms and some of the other key structures as well, as this is going to be backed into a corner. ThorZaIN Starshaped backed into a corner, now knowing that they can just shoot and fight their way out. Archmage, are we going to see some Blizzard? There we are. There's some Blizzard. Crypt Lord out of mana as the Archmage quickly uses a Scroll of Town Portal. Starshaped gets the memo and says, I need to get out of here as well. All the units are going to be teleporting out, but who came out better? KraV sitting at 36 supply, SyDe sitting at 87. Meanwhile, Starshaped sitting at 45 and ThorZaIN sitting at 78, going back into low upkeep, as well as we are getting a Tree of Life by Starshaped, trying to take the top left-hand side of the map. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful 2v2 matchup. Well played, well executed, timings. No, the players are on great synergy with each other, knowing when to attack and knowing when to retreat, and knowing when to all in order to only use a scroll of. Well, I guess it's not really an all-in if you Scroll of Town Portal out, but overcommit with a Scroll of Town Portal, which is always very dangerous. If the Archmage gets taken down or the hero with the Scroll of Town Portal gets taken out, well, you are pretty much going to end up losing that game. Archmage was down to 54 hit points in that battle there. A little bit more damage would have finished off the Archmage and overcommitted the human army in that fight. ThorZaIN would have lost a tremendous amount of resources. All right, Goblin Sapper is now on the way over. Is it going to get stopped? Oh, this is down to 974 hit points. There's one, there's two, and there goes the Tree of Life. Tree of Life taken down by Goblin Sappers right there. Starshaped, unsure of what to do next. The Acolyte, all it needed to do was 300, 400 points of damage to ensure that the Goblin Sappers could finish off the building. And that's exactly what happened. Temple of Boom getting living up to its name as the Tree of Life and those Goblin Sappers go boom together. Tauren Chieftain now very close to level 4. Death Knight looking very close at level 4 as well. And I am curious as to, well, the Tauren Chieftain and that level 2 movement speed between the Endurance Aura and also that Death Knight's Unholy Aura. That Tauren Chieftain should be able to move in very quickly, perhaps land in a lot of stomps. The question is, what can he really stomp if the Spellbreakers are able to get into that front line spot? All right, if you've liked the previous couple of battles, this next battle should be absolutely huge, as we're looking at 53 supply and 84 supply going up against 94 supply and 47. KraV still in no upkeep right now, trying to mine that last bit of gold out of the base, and we're 25 minutes into this game. Coming around, where are the units trying to go next? That is the next question here. Archmage trying to chase after some units. There's a wolf. Is it going to get away? Yes, it is. And the units are now following behind as well. Starshaped bringing plenty of wisps into this next fight. Demolishers are here. Obsidian statues are here. Destroyers are going to be ready. In comes the Crypt Lord as well. And, well, waiting to pick and choose this next battle. Acolytes walking in, going to quickly get taken down, giving level 4 to the Demon Hunter, giving him a little bit more evasion. That's not what you want to do at all. Getting up a hero level means that Demon Hunter is going to be that much more difficult to focus down with auto attacks. His high armor coupled with evasion, making it rather difficult. All right, Keeper of the Grove about to make its way through. There in comes some treants as well. Abomination going to get ready to engage. There in comes the Destroyers. And who is going to attack who as the Acolytes? Well, it is haunted right here. There's some, the haunting of the gold mine. So SyDe may be forced to try and get up a Necropolis here. Oh, the Blood Mage actually getting caught because of Purge. Now trying to retreat back, forced to use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, turning back around, Siphon, Nana, and here we are. Here's the engagement. All right, Flying Machines engaging against the Destroyers. Both sides still fighting their way through as the Archmage now going to go ahead and throw down a Blizzard, only to see the Tauren Chieftain put his foot down right next to him. All right, Blood Mage, oh, beautiful Staff of Sanctuary, sent back home. And at the last possible second, down to, I believe, 19 hit points as the Blizzard rained down, only to see another stomp right onto that Archmage. Archmage getting Holy Lighted right there, trying to get this fight, but this fight does not look like it's going well for Starshaped and ThorZaIN at all. KraV and SyDe really doing a great job here, especially with the Blood Mage now no longer able to keep the mana at check. Demon Hunter trying to fight back against those Destroyers. Meanwhile, the Crypt Lord does not have enough mana for Locust Swarm as of yet. There goes the Impale instead, as the damage is now adding back up. Chain Lightning Archmage being forced to use the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability does stay alive. Holy Light does save him temporarily as he's trying to back up, but the Paladins only sitting at level 1 Holy Light there, unable to get large healing. Meanwhile, low hit point Bear quickly gets taken down in the front line as there's still more engaging going back and forth. Tauren Chieftain falls at level 4 as the Archmage team with so much AoE damage between mortar teams and a Blizzard trying to rain down, trying to stop a lot of this here, as the Demon Hunter of Starshaped now in a little bit of trouble, finally getting a level 2 Holy Light onto that Paladin to really heal up some of those units. Archmage now trying to retreat back here. Are we going to see a Bear get taken down? Yes, we are, as the units are still retreating back once more. Siphon mana into the Paladin. Paladin, however, broke the chain on that Siphon mana, unable to now perhaps get off another healing light. There's level 2 on Holy Aura. Are we going to see a burst onto the sides? Death Knight could get taken down. Are we going to see it? Yes, but not because of Holy Light there, as the Paladin is more on heal duty than on blasting damage. All right, Crypt Lord trying to retreat back away. He's going to be able to retreat back. Meanwhile, more fighting getting underway as the Crypt Lord down to 297 hit points. Paladin still trying to lead Paladin still continuing to lead the charge here. There's some damage. Crypt Lord could take a little bit of damage right there. Paladin trying to retreat back. Spell damage. Well, Paladin down to 47, down to 33, and yes, the final Crypt Fiend attack, able to finish off that level 3 Paladin. Starshaped had moved his tree across here, so there is currently double expansion. SyDe was able to elevator some of his acolytes back into this location here. There's a quick unsummoning of that gold mine, but the loss of the level 3 Paladin is going to be felt. peons trying to take down the entangled gold mine here. Tree of Eternity only sitting at 22 over 80, showing 22 over 80 supply, as ThorZaIN does in fact have mass teleport, going to be teleporting off over here and now finishing off all of these units again. All right, Starshaped really just walked that Tree of Eternity a very good distance, and now should be able to start mining this from this gold mine here momentarily. Meanwhile, the Archmage needs to resurrect this Paladin, needs to get things back together. ThorZaIN's army sitting at 48 supply, as ThorZaIN has mined out from all of the gold mines as well. All right, beautiful long battles all over the place, and now the next battle will be at Starshape's expansion. This feels very well. This feels very typical Starshape finally getting up his expansion here, and this is the only mining spots right now. ThorZaIN with mass teleport can easily get in and out of the battle here, out of any sticky situation. Gonna go ahead and teleport, waiting for the Paladin to get resurrected, and then from there, perhaps gonna try and teleport somewhere else. Meanwhile, Ancient of War positioning itself off over here as well, a little bit more long distance mining. ThorZaIN has plenty of lumber and, well, with no real need to use it at all. Coming back around 24 supply, we are looking at 75 supply from SyDe, going up against 48 supply and 27. SyDe with the much larger army, will they be able to capitalize here, or is the home field advantage going to be a bit too much? Paladin now, well, plenty of mana. Archmage, well, Staff of Sanctuary, Demon Hunter in that frontline spot with Cloak of Shadows. And here we are, there's the engagement. There is one Ancient of War right here, acting as a little bit of a gateway, but that Ancient of War can get destroyed and will get destroyed rather quickly. There's a mana burn onto the Death Knight to try and start this battle, but the Demolisher is going to make short work off of that Ancient of War. All right, Blood Mage trying to retreat back already. Here we are going into the engagement. Units are going to try and fight back once more. And as well, Starshape and ThorZaIN know that they just need to delay while dealing damage, and if they can do exactly that, that's going to be enough. There comes Blizzard, there comes Flame Strike, and that is a whole bunch of damage across that entire backline spot right there. Militia now coming in from the far side as ThorZaIN says, wait a second, I've cleared the trees, and now I have, well, a little bit of home field advantage here. Keeper of the Grove gets blasted down. Demon Hunter falls at level 4, and, well, Starshape is in a bit of trouble. ThorZaIN, well, in comparison, also in trouble as the Militia are being called back over. Archmage gets peeled up once again. Keeper of the Grove, once again down, as the Militia are being brought in back over. Perhaps the Militia getting called in is a big enough deal and a little bit of enough bonus here, as we're seeing more and more damage coming on through. Archmage continuing to try and do a little bit of firing damage. Lich down to 194 hit points. The Paladin's Holy Light should be able to finish it off. Are we going to see a Holy Light trying to finish off that Lich? Are just getting in that damage? No, a little bit too late. Death Knight finds its target as the Archmage does not have Orb of Fire. All right, that Holy Light would have been enough. I would have loved to have seen that Paladin get the Holy Light off while the Death Knight was in transit. Units now trying to retreat back away once more. 25 over 100 supply. Not very much here. 18 over 80. Gold being transferred over, but that's not gonna be enough. Starshaped gonna lose this Tree of Eternity if something does not happen quickly. Paladin needs to heal up all of these units. There's no real priests here either. And, well, are we gonna be looking at a Demon Hunter and a Keeper of the Grove? All right, I believe well, I thought that was going to be the last stand. That, well, obviously is not the case right here. There's a little bit of repairs. No more mining happening. Perhaps a detonation should have been in order instead, as, well, what's going on here? All right. Are we going to see a reveal? Nope. That wolf just getting taken out. 23 supply going up against 19 supply. Going to be at 24 supply here in just a second. Keeper of the Grove will be making its way back out once more. And there is no more mining. 16 supply and SyDe's 33. So SyDe also lost quite a bit in that fight as well. Doing some quick math, 33 and 16 is 49. as we're going to be going into engagement here. Meanwhile, Ghoul could get taken down, or quick Dark Ritual, Keeper of the Grove trying to get resurrected. There is some easy damage once more. Tauren Chieftain going to try to line in a double stomp and impale right there as the Demon Hunter going to continue to fight Mana Burn, going back the other way. Control magic onto the Shadow Wolves, Devour magic from the Destroyers as the fights are still getting underway. Trying to fight next to the Moonwells was a great idea for ThorZaIN and Starshaped, but is it going to be enough? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability online once again. Holy Light perhaps onto the Demon Hunter here in just a second as the Demon Hunter tries to find its way again. Archmage quickly gets in the Staff of Sanctuary for the save as the Bears are trying to retreat back. Destroyers are still engaging as well as the Moonwells are now pretty much, no, they are not bone dry. They should be retreating back as they are still engaging here. All right, Paladin trying to retreat up a little bit more, but now caught between some very difficult locations as we are still looking at another Holy Light trying to save the Spellbreakers. Paladin could be in trouble. Paladin trying to break its way free as we're looking at some more Holy Lights saving up units. Bear going to get taken down. Bear falls as well as the Demon Hunter perhaps could try to get some more Mana Burn still. Demon Hunter or Death Knight finally falls to the Paladin with that Holy Light, and now in comes a Potion of Invulnerability. Divine Shield on the Paladin. Divine Shield on the Paladin, still keeping it alive. Demon Hunter going after the Farseer. Farseer down to 46 hit points. And, it looks as though it will be able to get away, even with the Orb of Venom ticking on it, down to 24 hit points. Archmage trying to close in on that distance. Eon could have gotten in the way here. A little bit more damage. Demon Hunter still chasing after it. One more shot. Goblin Zeppelin, is it going to be able to hire? That is the question, as it is going to try and run around and not going to work. KraV going to lose that Farseer. They're giving level 5. All right, coming back through. Paladin sitting at level 4. Does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability still. Farseer sitting at level 6. Well, it has fallen as well, and it looks like ThorZaIN and Starshaped have scraped by, taking down a couple of key heroes. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4. We are looking at 11 supply, and, there's the GG. KraV and SyDe throwing in the towel, even though they had the higher score, but in the end, unable to capitalize as, ThorZaIN and Starshaped got more out of their units. A beautiful, beautiful game between, SyDe and KraV versus ThorZaIN and Starshaped. In terms of in terms of strategy, the strategies there in that matchup were typical of what you see in a 2v2. Work together, work in a team, choke, and be able not get into and then just fight. But it was the level of execution that was just simply at another level. The players were able to choose their fights. And it looked like ThorZaIN and Starshaped, they never tripped over each other with their units. Same thing with SyDe and KraV. They never really tripped over their units. And the final decision of ThorZaIN and Starshaped, that first fight when they were defending the expansion and having the trees be cleared out, calling in those militia from the main base, adding in a little extra bit of damage, that perhaps gave ThorZaIN and Starshaped an edge when they didn't, a little bit more equal footing. Then choosing the next fight in front of the Moonwells of SyDe and KraV, or in front of Starshaped base. That was a questionable location to fight for SyDe and KraV. You saw the amount of heals go down there, and perhaps just being able to mine or do something else instead, or fighting out in the open field would have been better. Epic comeback. Getting that Paladin to level 3 and to level 4 was really not icing on the cake. The support that ThorZaIN and Starshaped needed to keep everything else together. The Paladin really was the glue there. And that Paladin at level 4 getting Divine Shield while still having a backup Potion of Invulnerability was clutch as well. Let me know what you guys thought of the game in the comments below, for everyone on YouTube, and I'll see you guys next time.